You're listening to For Better and Worse with Jess and Rach. All right.
Okay.
Coming at you live from Rach's childhood bedroom. This is Jess.
This is Rach.
And this is For Better and Worse. For Better and Worse podcast. Don't judge me. I've been off for 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you have. We haven't seen each other. We haven't even talked Valentine's Day. You just got back from freaking Utah.
Yeah, Salt Lake City. Went to visit my sister. We had a blast. It was so much fun. It was just a nice little getaway mid-February, which is my depression month. So
your designated depression month.
Just you cycle. People cycle yearly, and that's seriously proven so true in my life. So I'm like, you know what? We're gonna do this depression month. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
Yeah. So it was a really good trip, though. We had a lot of fun.
And she has a puppy.
So cute. Her name's Papaya.
Papaya.
Poppy for short. Albie.
What?
So cute. It's a little floof ball. I mean, everywhere you go, everyone's like, what is that? And it's
I'm sorry. I'm still caught up on the name Papaya.
I know.
For a husky?
Listen, we don't go with typical husky names. We're not going for, what are those?
Balto.
Loki. Everyone does like real like different names. I don't know what.
What did your dad name your dogs?
Bella and Kaya. Kaya's like a
Yeah.
typical husky name. That's what I'm saying. We don't go with typical husky names. Hence mine are Olive and Pickle.
God.
And Papaya. Brit's artsy as hell.
I was lightweight really against pickle.
Mm-hmm.
I was against it.
You were. And that's okay, but it fits
Just
her.
because I was like, papaya is weird. Poppy is kind of normal.
Mm-hmm.
There's not, what are you going to call her? Pick?
Yeah, we call it Pick.
Pickadoo?
P for short. It's cute. It matches her. She's a goofball, so I feel like it matches her personality.
Yeah. I mean, you walked right into that.
I sure did.
Yeah. It's like naming a kid Tyler. You just know what they're going to be like.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Like, pure dickhead.
I nannied a boy named Tyler, and God, was he 6.
He's a bully.
Oh, yeah.
Was he? Did he turn out to be one?
I don't know. Maybe.
No offense if your name's Tyler, but odds are you ain't a good person.
I know.
Sorry about it.
It's coming from someone who's dating a boy named Josh, who also has.
He doesn't.
We all know.
True, but he doesn't have Josh vibes. I'm going to speak on Josh, your boyfriend's behalf, and say that he doesn't hold major Josh vibes.
I like to call him Joshua, especially to people who are like just getting to know him.
When you call him Joshua, I get Rachel Green vibes from Friends. Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. It makes him sound like Joshua from Friends.
But like my grandma, my dad, everyone just calls him Joshua. Which I like that name, but it's a lot.
It's cute.
Yeah, I like it, but I'm not going to pretend it's not pretentious.
I mean, own that though.
He went by JP in high school.
Ooh, JP, that's a hot boy name.
That's someone that was on, I'm sure someone that was on like The Challenge or something. It was JT.
That's such a bullshit show, but
I know.
So addicting.
Do you have any, when did you celebrate Valentine's Day? Did you guys do anything?
We did not. We traveled on Valentine's Day, so we flew back on the 14th, and I basically block out those days because I take an insane amount of Dramamine, and I just kind of drug myself out, because I hate flying and get really bad motion sickness, so we didn't do anything. No flowers, no. We usually do like cheesy stuff for Halloween. Halloween. Where am I?
You do a lot for Halloween.
Yeah, we do. That's another episode. But no, on Valentine's Day, we do like only cheesy stuff. Like it's just like the bullshit teddy bears, and we do it because we think it's funny, because we're just like embracing that cheesiness. Yeah. But no, we didn't. We're like, you know what? This trip is our Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Was I secretly sad I didn't get a piece of chocolate? Maybe. But
all right, Joe.
Sorry, Joe.
Get it together after you listen to this episode,
it was fine.
Joe.
The whole trip was worth it, and that was the best way to celebrate.
Yeah, you have any good stories? You got to break it down for me. Give me like the highs and the lows.
Sure. There's a few. Yeah. So, everything's beautiful over there, right? The West is great. It was Joe's first time out West. So he was like a kid in a candy store, just like, no way. He really does appreciate stuff like that. So that was really cool. We went on a hike. The hike was super pretty, and it was actually like 50 degrees there when we got there.
Nice.
So it was just like, we had our shirts off. We were like, this is fucking hot compared to what we're dealing with here. So we were like patio drinking like it's fucking April. But it was awesome. So, we ate a lot of Chick-fil-A before we hiked, which was one of the lows. I literally couldn't breathe. The elevation change is insane. So that was fun. And we also went up to a ski resort, and no, we didn't ski. We actually just like went to their spa,
Ooh.
Which was kind of cool because you can like sit on top. It was like a rooftop where you can just like see straight mountains, and it's what we heard was a heated deck, but they actually meant just like heated pools. So everything's just covered in snow. We thought like the deck was heated so you can kind of like walk around in your bathing suit and such, but like no, it's a straight 19 degrees up there, and we're just but it was really cool. So snow's coming down. We snuck in beers, and we just like sat in the hot tub, which was lukewarm at that point. But I mean, the views were great. It was so worth it. We got a little tipsy. But funny story about that is that Joe left his phone on the bus that we caught up to.
God.
This is so classic. If it wasn't him, it would have been me, because we do this quite often. But this is a series of unfortunate events. We realized that he had left it. We called the RTA really quickly right away. They located it, and we're like, okay, this bus will be returning at, I think it was like 3:22. It will be back in that same spot. So if you want to catch that and get it from the driver. So we're like, okay, cool. We'll drink and we'll hang out until then, because we had a few hours until then. And so we're just watching this clock in the spa area. And we see that it's about like 15 minutes till. So we're going to go down, change, and he will grab the phone. And
just as simple as that,
just
right?
as simple as that is what you think. And we me and Britt go to the sauna. We get out. Joe comes out. His face is so pissed off, and he's like, the fucking clock was wrong at the pool upstairs. He's like, I was 10 minutes late. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, I literally missed the bus by like a hair. He's like, I was running. He's like, and then I went on the wrong floor, so I missed it completely. It was a whole mess. But luckily, Britt has friends in Salt Lake City who drove to like their next stop and was able to pick up the phone. So. And Joe doesn't take things like this very easily.
Oh, so. No. Like on a scale from like 1 to flat tire on the side of the highway in the middle of the hottest day of summer after your bachelorette party.
If that's the 10, we were at like a 7 ish, but we were like all over this scale, right? He would be like, I'm pissed about it. And then he'd be like, fuck it, I don't care, because I'm just going to get a new phone anyways, to like, I can't believe I did that. I'm really hard on myself. So it was like a whole roller coaster of emotions.
Also, speaking of your bachelorette party, Jess lost her phone in the river.
And you want to know my reaction compared to Joe's? Fuck it, leave it. We're going. I just like didn't care. I was so ecstatic to be on this river, kayaking with my friends, drunk as hell. And I really had like zero care. I was like, it's a materialistic thing, whatever. And I just
some of your friends were like, Jess, where'd you leave it? And I was just like, fuck it.
I am so about like, I'm not ruining anyone's time around me to like go back and get my phone and be the buzzkill, especially because it's my party. So I was like, you know what? I'll just get a new one. But obviously that's just drunken Jess speaking. But
just while we're on this topic, I do feel like the universe, now that we're on TikTok for sure, the universe deserves to know about your highlight from that river kayaking trip, which was just seeing a rope dangling.
Calling my name.
Yeah,
Jess.
Dangling above the river. Did she have to climb a tree like Mowgli? Yes. Did she get on that rope like at a velocity in which your hands should have fallen off?
Okay, the physics didn't line up, really. I mean, I think we'll post a picture about it so you can really get a good visual.
I saw the videos.
Oh, well, video's even better.
Oh, my God.
But this lady, she's like, I'm a nurse. I'll coach you through it. And, of course, someone says, I'm a nurse, and you have my full trust. So I'm like, okay. Mind you, like, I have a bunch of friends with very good jobs that I could have listened to. But no, I was like, this stranger's a nurse. She's got me. And she just coached me through, and she's like, go out a little further, grab the rope, and just swing out. And like, if you see this, like, like, it just wasn't a good idea. But everyone else, like, all my friends were giving me this look like, okay, she's gonna do it anyway, so let's just watch her. And we had to take off your wedding ring, right?
Oh,
we definitely did, because it would have been lost. So I just honestly,
so we were of an intoxication level that we still had our brains about us.
Some of us,
not you.
But so I just slid down this rope like a stripper pole and ripped my hands wide open. I mean, the blisters were crazy. And yes, I still had to kayak back about 3 to 4 miles with a pain level at like an 8 or a 9.
Oh my God. That was the most insanity.
Worth it though. I mean, like, if I didn't come back with a story like that from my bachelor party, did I even do it right?
Oh my God.
Worth it. Would do it again.
The day after that.
Oh, it was so bad.
Or maybe it was that night. People were going out again. And I just like, I am an old grandma lady. And
I was in major pain.
I'm an old grandma lady, and so people were like still going out. I was like, we just drank for like 6 hours in the blazing sun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna smoke cigs on this patio with Kim.
Yeah, and my Enneagram 7 was like, the FOMO is real. I wish I could, but I was sick. I was done for. So
Doomed from the jump.
I know, but it was fun. Worth it.
Oh my god, what a time!
What
I'm
a
glad we
time.
got on a Bachelorette tangent. Your bachelorette party was so fun.
It was wild.
I know. I was the odd one out in that group. I was just over here like, hey,
I'm
I
on
don't-
for the ride.
I don't know any of y'all, but it was fun.
Very fun. Okay, I'm coming at you with a new segment we're gonna do: Stupid Fight of the Week.
Stupid fight of the week.
I got one for you, Rach. Here's
Okay.
one. Okay, so Joe and I were watching Cheaper by the Dozen.
Where set the scene?
The scene. This was at home, so him and I are just chilling on the couch,
Oh.
and I'm like, "This is a nostalgic movie for me. It feels good. I love it. I love
the puke scene.
hilarious, hilarious." And Steve Martin cracks me up hardcore. He is so funny. So we're watching this, and it's the scene with the chandelier, right? When they move into this new home, and everyone's playing everywhere. They're playing hockey upstairs, and all of a sudden, the Beans from Even Stevens, if you know, but that's his, he is the neighbor boy, and he comes over, starts swinging on whatever, and Steve Martin. In this scene is just like makes this sarcastic comment when the chandelier falls, and he like just laughs it off, right? And I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, that is so attractive, like how he just like takes this, you know, chaos and like makes jokes about it and just brushes it off like it's no big deal. And Joe's like, that's attractive, Jess. And like, if you know Joe like that, Steve Martin's character is the exact opposite of what Joe is going to be as a dad. So I think he
You
would
might
like,
as well have punched him in
was-
the throat.
he was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, is that what you want? Maybe you should rethink our marriage. And I'm like, no, I'm just saying, like, if you it's just like an attractive way to handle stress. Like, no way, like, the chandelier's broken. What are you gonna do? Get mad about it? And he's just looking at me like, yes, that's who I am. That's what I would do. And we just like kind of brushed it off, like, okay, whatever. Like, and he's like, that's like the only time I'll get mad about Steve Martin. Okay, and it was such a stupid fight. We kind of like were quiet for a little bit, and he's like, do you want food? And like, that's how that's how married fights end. It's just like, we're still here together. So we're like, what do you want for dinner? Because you think that's attractive.
Because you want to fuck Steve Martin.
And I didn't mean I just meant like the way he handles stress. And maybe that was a pass at Joe. But it was funny. We worked through it. But it was a stupid fight. We fought about Steve Martin and Cheaper by the Dozen.
I mean, Steve Martin was hot in that movie. Dad hot.
Very much dad
I'm
hot.
into it.
Same.
Oh my god. Well, if we're doing this, like if it's a dual thing, okay, I've been trying to think.
Well.
You know, I'm picking between, if we're choosing one, the anxiety before going to couples acro yoga on Valentine's Day.
No, you didn't.
Or trying to move a bigger couch into this room and getting stuck in the corner and it just wasn't happening.
Wait, you need to back it up and go to couples acro yoga because
Yes.
number one, that sounds so fun.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine Josh being stoked for it.
Oh no. But it was one of those things like, so if you're a new listener and you don't know, I, Rachel, have been divorced and I'm only 27 years old. So I've just, I've been living through it, and part of Josh's curse in dating a divorcee is I make him do shit just because I'm like, I gotta know that you can do this.
You need to support me in whatever this is.
Which is one of my things is like, I just want us to like try new things, be open. Like, have I ever done acro yoga? No. Can I barely do yoga as it is? Yeah. But we're going to try to get you to lift me up with your bare legs. My dead ass body weight.
Oh my god. So how did it go?
Oh, it was good. Josh is like, his anxiety is all just like before.
And once he's there, he's chilling.
He just performs.
Isn't that with everyone and everything? It's like you just create a bad scenario in your head. So
Yes, but this man, he's the class clown of 2011, Roosevelt High School. Never forget. He's a performer at his best. Did we perform well in acro yoga? Absolutely not. No.
Was it worth it though? Was it fun?
Yes, it was
Good.
fun. It was fine. Like, it was good. But before it, he was like, he just was having a bad weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like just when you're like stressed out for like no real reason, and like, and I'm just over here like someone who's struggled with mental health my whole life, having no tolerance over here. Like, dude, pick it up.
You have to brush past it. This is what we do. We throw it under the rug.
Yeah, like just. I mean, I was just like, dude, I don't know what I can do for you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think endorphins helped, you know. We got a good little workout in, did some yoga flow, and then, we tried to lift each other up and I lifted him up, let it be known.
And the Superman pose, that's all I'm picturing. It's just Superman.
We did Superman pose.
I like imagine Superman pose for the entire class.
Which, let it be known, difficult. I didn't think that when I was lifting my sister up. As a 9-year-old.
Well, yeah, we were like 60 pounds.
But
maybe some of us, I was like 100.
Yeah, I'm a big girl.
I'm a big girl.
I lied about my weight
forever. Still do.
I'm more okay with it now. But yeah, absolutely. In 5th grade, when I was also a giant for my age. I was a mutant ninja turtle. Yeah, Jess. Have you not heard this story? I was 5'7" until I injured my back, and then
really, you shrunk?
I shrunk 2 inches.
No way.
Yeah, got a compression fracture in my back.
For us tall girls, that's a blessing. We would love to shrink 2 inches.
No, I still have tall girl energy. I think that also helps that like my mom and my sister are like 5'2", and so and my grandma's like 4'8", and so I just tower over every woman in my family, and I'm like, I am the baddest bitch out here.
Oh my god!
And I'm over here at 5'5.5" on a good day.
So you're actually not that tall.
No. When I'm around you, I feel small. I feel like a small lady.
That's 90% of people around me.
I love it. I would love to be tall.
I think it's a classic case of want what you can't have.
Yeah. You know? I had it. Lost it.
Whatever.
Thanks. Volleyball. Whatever. I forget where I was going with that. But, oh yeah, and then the other little fight. I mean, what is it with men and moving furniture that makes them into the most irate versions of themselves?
Oh my god, I can attest to this 100%.
It's like, guys, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit.
Also, yeah, what is it? I think it's just like, I don't know. Joe's just like wanting it to be done.
Yeah.
And it's just this like,
I'm trying to fit a fucking 8-foot couch. It's a long ass couch. It's this green couch, but way longer. It's from the 70s. It's from my grandma's basement. And I won't let anybody throw these couches out.
No, why would
They'll die with me. We'll take the upholstery out, make my casket
in
with
great
it.
Condition too, by the way.
Yes. Janet took care of her shit. But it was a bit of my fault because
I'll admit it.
This couch was already in here. And then the next day I woke up and I said, there's no reason why the bigger couch can't fit up here too. You know, because I'm like, if it fits in, it'll fit in. But like the extra like 4 feet of the other couch, just like it couldn't get around the corners in the hallway.
Yeah, it gets tricky. You have to like know Tetris, like be an expert master at Tetris to understand moving furniture.
Yeah, and my mom
never understood it.
Is just sitting in her bed in her bedroom when we had to like get the couch in her bedroom to try to get it in here.
Oh yeah.
And Josh is just like the silent treatment, you know? And I'm like,
hey, you know,
you got to communicate, open lines here. And he just lift the couch without telling me. And I'm like,
it's the worst.
I got no tolerance, dude. Because then he's like lifting it back, hurting himself. And I'm like, I didn't know. You got to count me down. Count me down from 3, babe.
Joe's signature move is a classic. It's a huff. And then he puts his hands through his head. His whole family's gonna laugh so hard at that because it's a classic. Like it's a huge indicator of like something bad's coming. Like it's such like the precursor signs. It's bad though. I mean, if you should have seen Joe putting up the flat screen TV onto the wall.
Oh my god.
The shakiest hands. He's like, this is gonna rip off the wall. I'm like, oh my god, put it up. Oh, it was bad. Yeah, it's something I'd rather not do with him. But I think we're stuck with these moving partners of ours.
Oh my god, shit like that is like, it makes me just want to like hire professionals for everything. Like I don't want to.
Oh like, god, Joe. I'm not gonna bash him that he's not handy. Like he can.
So can Josh. But do I want to witness?
Yeah, I'd rather
his blood pressure.
Sometimes I leave the house and I'm like, can you put this together for me?
Did he leave today with a clot? Yeah. You know, like, did he get just like the blood. I don't know how science works, but I'm sure can't be good for his health. All that stress.
Yeah.
And he just like, he knew that I really wanted the couch in here, so he's like,
that's the point. He's like,
he's like, oh, it's for you, babe. Yeah. It's for you, babe. And I'm like, I don't care that much. And then we had to like backtrack. Like, we live in a split level, so it's like it had to come up 2 flights of stairs, and they're not big flights, but you know, too many flights of stairs. Then we had to try to take it back downstairs to like the living room where it was originally.
Isn't it the worst?
Wasn't fitting back down that way. So we had to take it all the way around the house in the snow. And I'm just dying laughing. Like, I'm just like crying. Like, I'm like, I got weak wrists. Like, I can't, like, I got baby wrists.
I know.
There's no point in them. I need to build muscle in my wrists. And I'm like, babe, I'm gonna drop it.
And he just wants it done. Like,
he just wants it done. And he's laughing too. So it's like, it was a bit of a fight because we had to take a break in the middle because he had to go back to work. Let's keep in mind, he's working from home at his corporate job. And I made him on his lunch break try to move this couch. And I was like, granted, I didn't think it was gonna be that hard.
You never know.
You never know.
You had to try it.
I know. It was very triggering. Lots of flashbacks to failed relationships, you know. And I was just like, in the end, we at least had my mom to like laugh and like be the like,
a little comic relief there.
Yes.
Like the third person that kind of can relieve that stress.
Yeah. But there we are.
But speaking of triggering bad relationships.
Oh, nice segue, Jess.
Hey. We are going to dive into red flags of relationships.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know when you first make it official, it's easy to ignore these red flags, right? Don't want to think about them. Everything's perfect.
Right. Or maybe you didn't even like make it official yet. You're just like meeting this person on Tinder and you're like, oh. And
just rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses, baby.
Exactly. So either it's fun to stay blissfully ignorant. There's some serious issues that you should not ignore. And what are these signs? You're going to hear them from 2 millennials who are not experts.
But we're also not your mom, so we won't judge you as bad.
But we've been in relationships, some shitty ones, so so we could talk from our experience or from people we know, our friends going through it. So
all right, who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Rach, take it away.
All right, we're each doing 5, right? 5.
Yeah, we can.
1, 2. Well,
we'll see how far they take us. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have enough to go, but
my first one, I'm gonna speak from the wedding photographer in me that has seen a lot of dynamics. A big red flag to me for like other couples is when one partner, and I'm gonna be honest, it's always the dude, is just so uninterested in what's going on. They're so checked out. They're so just like, fuck it. And it's like, I think to a certain extent, it's like good when it's like one person's taking lead.
Sure.
But like, if you're trying to like plan one of the biggest, most like impactful day of your lives and your partner's just like, fuck it. I don't care.
I think we should clarify that there's a difference of like, go with the flow. This is my girl's day.
Yeah, anything you want, babe.
Sure, that's different than like uninterested.
Yeah.
I've seen that too, and I'm like, ooh, he's a dud.
Like, if a guy isn't even interested in what the food is, I'm like,
Yeah.
Because then I just go to like, what if you're planning like your nursery one day? What if you're planning like what house you're gonna buy? Are you really going to spend the rest of your life with someone that's just like meh about everything? No, like, to me, I'm just like, that is just a red flag to me when I see
I feel
it's
like that just is like, it's a dud of a dude, like easy to
Yeah.
date because he's just not gonna have interest in anything. I don't know, or maybe we don't see what goes on behind closed doors. Like maybe, I don't know, you know.
Those girls are also the girls that make endless excuses for their partners.
Facts. Yeah.
Like, oh, just busy at work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if he wanted to, he would.
Right.
If he wanted to, he would. If he like wanted to be an active and engaging partner, he would. But he clearly doesn't care. And that's like the big thing. Is like, I truly believe you should care. You should care about this day. You should care about it because it's like the foundation of your marriage. Like, these are the pictures that are going to be at your funeral, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Just care a little.
you care. And honestly, gals, if you have to convince this dude to propose. Okay, that's a different red flag. I should have wrote that down.
That's a good red flag.
We're just going to go there. Did you write that down?
I didn't, but I feel like I can go off there, off the top of the dome. I just think that it can be a joke, right? Obviously, if you want to keep that secret, that's not something you talk about as a couple, and it's a joke.
Yeah.
But if it's the joke lasts longer than you feel is necessary,
right,
and you're like begging, it just like, I feel like that's so distasteful. It's like still waiting.
Yeah.
Or like those TikToks of like the girl like talking into the phone of like K Jewelers, Princess Cut. Like,
oh my God.
I don't know. It just is like, have the conversation with your dude so when you know it's coming soon.
Yeah. And this is my thing.
That's a red flag.
This is something I talked about with Josh about like other people. It's like just from like when I talk to him about guys, because I'm like, I can't relate to this, you know? But like whenever I get an inquiry and it's like, he finally broke down and proposed, I'm like,
should have been done, my girl.
And my thing is like, dude, like to the guy or to the other partner proposing, if you are unsure or if you're not stoked about marrying that person, let him go. Like, how sad. How sad is that when you have to like, especially, it's always with the couples that have been together forever, right?
Yeah.
It's always with the couples that have been together for 5+ years, and the girl has been thinking about it and waiting for it all this time.
For like the 4 years.
And the guy just cannot be asked. Like, it is so heartbreaking to see, because I'm just like, do you even want this?
Right.
Like, I get, like, take your time, figure out what you want, but like, you shouldn't be unsure about someone you spent the past 5 years with. And if you are, like, guys.
Yeah, I feel like we hear this a lot because of being in the industry, because they will tell us their story.
Right.
We hear people's proposal stories all the time. So it's like, finally broke down, or like, I had to beg him forever. It's like, what? You don't have to beg someone to marry you.
No,
like,
you're a cool person.
Yeah, exactly.
Be like, because here's the thing. You deserve to be with someone who thinks the world of you. If you are not with a person that thinks the world of you, if you're not with the person that you know without a doubt, like, thinks you are the best person in the world, you can do better. Point blank, you can do better.
Yeah.
Don't ever beg someone. You can like point out timelines, like, hey, I'm 32. I'd like to be married by the time I'm 35. That's just a goal for me. Like, that's one thing, but it's like just those couples that are like, ooh, we all know them.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And it's cool if you're on the same page. If you're dating for 6 years and you both aren't thinking about marriage,
but just communicate that.
Yeah.
Just communicate that. I feel like in most scenarios of what we're talking about is that they don't talk about it, and that's just get on the same page so you know that it's coming soon and that you don't feel like you're missing out on something. Like, that's just a miscommunication.
Yes.
Okay, this kind of piggybacks yours, but a red flag, in my opinion, is when they don't show interest in what is important to you.
Ooh, yeah.
So this like piggybacks of like being a dud, not being interested in general, but like stuff that is interesting to you. I felt like Joe was a game changer in this for me, and I'll just speak for experience. I would date guys that I would be like, I don't even know if I was into photography at the time, but I would be like, you know, what you ask classic questions like, what are your interests? What are your
hobbies?
Yeah, what are your hobbies? Classic. And it's like, I don't have any. I'm a millennial. So, no, I would, you know, they'd be like, oh, that's dope, you know? And then like I told Joe about it, and he was like, oh, we should do something about that. Like, you spark up when you...
I have the best story for this.
I feel like we could
I wish I had the screenshot available to me.
Yeah, there's a difference between like someone be like, oh, that's dope, and then like someone like taking action in it, and that's
someone who like believed in your dream. Like Joe, like you had been dating for maybe like 7 months at the time, and I was planning this photographer's workshop, which is like something that I do in Oregon. And Jess was following one of the other girls that was like coming to host the retreat and heard about it and like told Joe. And literally, it's just kind of like a first come, first serve. Like, whoever signs up.
Well, I didn't know that. This is like my first anything into the industry. So I like just went go big or go home. Like these whole jobs, these are full-time wedding photographers. And I'm like,
and I get this message from Joe, who I don't even know is a stranger to me at the time. Jess is a stranger to me. And he's like, hey, I just wanted to reach out on behalf of my girlfriend, Jess Cardelloni. Oh
my God.
She's the best person I know. And I just wanted to like back her up, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's gonna be so amazing at this, and she just has so much to learn. And
I'm embarrassed already.
Did I ever show you that message?
The night of the first night we were there, while we like after our first shoot, we were all editing, and I'm like, what is this editing circle?
But he's like, I know she's gonna apply, but I just wanted to say, like, if you have space, she'd be the perfect person to
When
come.
I found out about it, I was like, I didn't get in because of you, Joe. I got in because of me. And he was like, Jess, I would never want to take that away.
Jess,
like,
you got in because you paid.
Oh my God. Now I know the truth. But I reached out to Rach and I was like, amateur hour. I have a crop sensor. I have no idea what I'm doing. And Rach was like, we'd love to have you. And that is how our story began.
And you killed it, girl.
Here I am now.
Here you are now. Full time. Doing the shit.
Doing it. But yeah, so that was something that was really different in my experience, where I knew that people actually do give a shit. So it's not like normal for people to be like, oh cool, like just like kind of like stay back on it, but like people who really show up for you and like show interest in what you're interested in, like those people give a shit. So I was like, wait, this is an actual mature relationship. I felt like it was like taken to the next level. I was like, I've actually never experienced that in relationships. So I was like, oh
yeah. And really stripped down, it's like it's a person that likes you. Mm-hmm. You know, like I think,
but doesn't like the things that you like it's you.
Yeah, it's not the things that you do for them or the habits that you're in with them.
Right.
It's who you are as a person. I would say Josh did the same thing. He totally flipped. Like he's like the best photographer in the world, Rachel Roche.
Yeah.
Like he
hypes you up,
hypes me up, and like loves walking with me through all my crazy shit. And like I literally, like, I never understood before Josh, like, I couldn't do it without him thing until I had a support system like that. Mm-hmm. Like, because before it was literally like, I'm just doing my shit on my own. Like, I believe in myself. I'm going to do it. Like, my partner doesn't, but that's fine. That's on him. I'm going to chase my dreams. But with Josh, it's like, oh, no. Like, I would have significantly less confidence, significantly less, like, ability to believe in myself without someone to be like, Rach, you got this, you're the best. Like,
just having that extra support system, I feel like fuels you to even like do better.
Oh yeah, so that's such an important one.
Dope.
You deserve better. That's all I gotta say, like, to people, like, you deserve better than someone who isn't interested, than someone who prioritizes their hobbies above your interests and like their time above yours. Like, you guys should be partners. That's why I call it, like, Josh is my boyfriend, but like I call him my partner because I'm like,
oh yeah,
that I truly believe, like, we, like, also I'm like bisexual, so it's like I don't want anyone to assume who I'm with because I don't think it matters. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think it actually matters, but like I always call Josh my partner because I'm like, he is that.
I feel like that's a good. I always say partner too, because it's like, you guys are doing life together. Yeah. Like, that makes you more of like a cohesive unit. Yes. And like, not one is before or above the other. It just is like, Joe and I talk about that all the time. Like, we're doing life together. Like, we're not on
even
our own.
Husband and wife these days has like an implication of like, oh, who's wearing the pants? Oh, who's wearing the...
It's so offensive.
I know.
Like, makes me cringe.
I know. All those Valentine's Day, like, did you ever see the big viral Facebook, like, challenge, the Valentine's Day challenge? Have you seen any of
it's
those?
like the million questions. Who does this? Who does
One
this?
of the questions is, who wears the pants?
Oh, I didn't see that.
What is that misogynistic fuckery?
Yeah,
we both wear pants. We also are just human beings. Prioritize whoever is the stronger character.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. Facebook. I don't know if Facebook's responsible.
Yeah, it's probably someone else, and then it got around. But...
some other misogynistic bullshitter. Good. Okay.
It's your turn, Rach. Go ahead.
Okay. This one is kind of like something like when I meet someone, I didn't really date, but if I were to date, this is like kind of like a red flag. And Josh did not pass this vibe check, I will just say. But like one of those millennial dudes that's just like obsessed with day trading, bro. Like
what?
Day trading. Like the stock market.
Oh god.
Like an Elon Musk simp and like a real Joe Rogan podcast. Like, oh.
But Josh is into this.
Oh, and it's like, I mean, you could just be someone trying to learn something new. You could be a misogynist. I don't know. It's a red flag for me. I got to raise the flag. I got to scope the perimeter. I got to see what's going on there. Really, like, if we get it down to it, it's like society has told men that they are the earners and that women are, like, supposed to be, like, beautiful. And, I mean, like, yeah, there's men are the breadwinners, women are the homemakers, and they're supposed to, like, look good and be perfect. And I think, like, that establishes, like, but it's like these guys that are, like, they think they have this, like, new organic thought. Like, I just want to retire by 40. I'm going to really go hard in the stock market.
You know what I refer to these people as? People who are in business. We just, like, blanket covered people who work in business and marketing. We're like, you guys are all the same. You know, no one understands what you actually do. But we just, like, blanket him as, like, oh, you in business. He probably works in business.
Oh, but it's just one of those things. It gives me, like, a bit of a cringe. Like, Josh, like, reads the books about the stock market.
I know nothing about
He listens to the Joe Rogan podcast every week. And I'm always just like, dude.
I love that you're, like, saying this is a red flag, but you're pulling this red flag on your now boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. I don't love it. But it's, like, I get the, like, catchiness of it.
Yeah.
But it's, like, also
but it's
be
like
a little bit more original to me. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like if you invest in stocks, like, you're kind of smart, though.
I have an IRA. I got a Roth IRA, bitch. I'm doing it.
Rach, you just found out what that was, like,
no, I knew,
months ago.
I knew what it was a long time ago. I was a banker.
Oh,
I've lived a lot of lives, but I didn't ever feel like I needed to do it. And then I'm like, bitch, 30's turning corner. So get your finances in gear. But it's like sometimes, Josh, like, this is what I mean about, it's not like the stock market is inherently the problem. It's the people that are like, I want to quit my job and do the stock market.
Stonks.
Like, let me tell you, I've never heard the word GameStop so much in my fucking life.
Oh my God.
Than in the past month. Rach, should we keep a track of this GameStop stuff? Have you heard about GameStop? Taking out a hedge fund.
I have no idea. Like, you're speaking a foreign language to me. Joe got into it over the weekend. All weekend, and then, like, couldn't understand it. So we both kind of threw it away. I was like, oh, cool, something for you to get into. But this is one of Joe's many things that he will fall in love with for a weekend or about a week, and then tosses out the window.
It's not. I mean,
so I really know nothing about it. I think if you invest, like, you're smart.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Investing and day trading are, I think, two different things. Like, my dad had stocks, and it's like, it was just like a long game stock. Like, he just kept it in there. Okay. Like, this is, that's like, smart, take it in, pull it out. Take it in, and I'm just like, it's stressful. I'm like, no, man. Like, you gotta live a life. Get health insurance, bro. Like,
let's work on that first.
Yeah. Like, that's a requirement for me. I need you to have health insurance. I do, but I pay way too much money for it. So.
Got married, and we covered that for me.
Lucky bitch.
You're on your way to it.
I know, but I don't want to get married just for the health insurance.
I know,
but that will be 80% of the reason, other than eternal love.
I know you're not even kidding either. Oh my gosh. Okay, moving along. Okay, this is a typical red flag that I see this in, like, younger couples, and I feel like I had an experience with this in one of my relationships, is that you only spend time with each other.
I have a good one that fits with that.
It's just such a sign of controlling behavior. Yes. It's just true in the fact that we all need external influences and support. And, you know, when shit hits the fan and you're the only person that you go to for support, it's just really unhealthy. It creates a really toxic relationship. Mm-hmm. And no one likes that. No one likes that you two don't socialize with your friends and family. Like, you don't love each other that much. People automatically will just kind of view that. People from the outside will be like, ooh, this is toxic. Like, they don't socialize with other people. Like, And I get it. Like, manipulation and controlling happens all the time. And I've been a victim of it. Like, I've been through it. So it's like, I get that you can kind of fall into that. And that's okay. But, like, just realize that's just a red flag. Get the fuck out.
Yes. So mine is you don't have fun socializing together. That was me and my ex-husband.
I like this because
it
more...
leads to isolation.
Yes.
If you don't have fun, if you don't have the same friends, if you don't have the same sense of humor, because that's what I think. I think socializing highlights different aspects of your personality.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, when you're socializing, obviously your partner can't, like, control you as much.
Right.
Can't control those aspects of, like, your personality that they might dampen down.
You really will shut yourself down, though. Just, like,
oh, yeah.
subconsciously. You know what I mean? Because you'll be like, can't have too much fun. Like,
yeah.
You know, because he still has that, he or she has that control over you.
Yes.
It's interesting.
Yes.
I like that because that's more of, like, as we get older, you'll see that more. Like, they will go out and socialize to, like, check it off their list. But it's, like, neither one of are actually having a genuinely good time.
My ex-husband and I stopped socializing together because of that. Like, we would try, like, certain things, but it was just, like, it was so, like, and we owned it. It was like, we don't have fun doing this. So, like, if we're going to stay married, let's not have these fights, and let's not go to parties together. Let's not go to, like, dinner with your parents together. You know, it was all those things because it was just, like, it wasn't fun anymore. And then I just got to the point where I realized, like, I want it to be fun. I want to, like, go to Jess's Halloween party and dress up and have a good time. I want to have Christmas with my family and not want to throw up the entire time and just be counting down the hours for it to be over. Like, you should have fun socializing with each other because, truly, you should bring out the best in each other. And, like, couples should want to see that. Like, and your friends should see that.
Right.
And then, like, if you aren't having fun in social situations, that's when you isolate yourself. That's when you're just, like, the two of you.
Right.
Living your own life.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's different. If you guys are both naturally, like, not super social people and you don't naturally have a lot of friends, like, that's one thing. But I'm saying, like,
one is, like, antisocial, like gets anxiety in social situations, that's okay. We're not saying, like...
Yeah.
Just, like, make sure your partner's there for you in that. And, like, you guys have a safe word or you guys have, like...
Yeah.
They notice your cues of being like, hey, this is too much. Like, that's fine. Yeah. But no, this whole, like, you can't hang out with your friends type shit.
Yeah. And I think, like, if you're dating a partner that's, like, has a bit of social anxiety and you don't, drive separately to that event together. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. Like, come up with your own way of, like, working things out. Like, if you know, like, your partner isn't going to have super fun, but you want them there, don't put the added pressure on, like, making yourself leave early. Like, just say, like, wow, let's drive separately. Yeah. People at the party might be like, oh, that's weird. But then they're not going to remember that when they go to sleep at night.
No, sometimes your cup gets full. That's my analogy. Like, so your cup gets filled up, you know, a little bit of social time, little bit of relationship time, little family time. Like, that adds up. And I need to empty that out sometimes. And that means alone time. Like, I get to recharge. So it's like, I don't know, just know your cues. And, like, if your partner's being quiet that day, it's just like maybe they need a little extra support, so go stand by them. Like, they can, like, be beside you, you know. I feel like that's a good way to navigate it. But I guess what I'm saying was, like, you guys avoid other people and you know that that's wrong, or you know what I mean, like, you guys are only depending on each other and not spending and, like, avoiding time with others. Because if you can't confide in friends and family about, you know, problems with them, if there are any, like, that's just a big sign of manipulation and control.
Yeah.
Which we don't love. Okay. Yeah, that's mine.
Okay. Well, and then I added mine to it. So who's next, really?
Oh, you did? Who's next?
I added the don't have fun socializing together.
Okay, I have a good one.
Okay.
Your friends and family don't like them.
Yeah. It should be a red flag. I know you can
talk about this from personal experience. I have not. Obviously, like, those people I didn't bring around my family or friends, or they would have been like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's important also for that person to make an effort to, you know, your friends and family.
And this rule doesn't apply to toxic families. This rule applies to, like, you have a good relationship with your parents and or siblings or all of them, and dating just this person.
The people important to you. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Because families can be.
Yeah, but those people are your family, you know, chosen family, whatever. Right. But, like, I definitely can attest to, like, Well, when Dave and I first started dating, it was my mom loved him. She talked to
Sherry is not a hard person to please. Let's just put that out there now. She's one of the most loving, nicest humans ever. And she will welcome anyone with open arms. And
I know.
Be like, let me cook you a meal. She's so sweet.
But it didn't take long for people to be like mostly just like, he's fine, but like not for you. That was the vibe. Like, and then, I mean, then it got worse and worse. Like, obviously I didn't get along with his parents and, you know, he didn't get along with my family, and it caused so much tension and like honestly hurt for me, for my sister, for my parents. Like, it was just this like, because you don't ever want to be around someone who doesn't like you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I married someone who didn't like the people that I liked the most. And that was just never going to be a good combination.
Right.
Like, it just sucked. And family is important. Like, you don't, like, if you have a good relationship with your family and the people you're close to, like, it's more than just like who you're dating. It's the person that you might have kids with or share nieces and nephews with. It's the person that like
you could be going on family vacations with.
Yes.
Like, I always thought a deal breaker for me is if we show up to a family function and we can't go separate ways without me having to worry about him or check in or anything. I'm like, that is the guy for me. Like, it was like, I know that you're comfortable. You know, we'll check back in. I get that. Like, I'm not saying go off on your own and never talk to you again. Fuck off. But I mean, like, I know you're comfortable around them.
A huge thing for me was when Josh and I went to San Francisco. Because I was taking pictures of like my cousin and her fiance, and so we stayed with them for a couple days. And Jono is like such a good dude, awesome, and he was like, Josh, you want to go golfing? I'm like, Josh didn't have any clothes, any shoes, any whatever. Was able to borrow some from Jono's friend, and they just were gone for like half a whole day.
That's the best.
And I was just like, awesome. Like, I didn't have to worry about it. And then like they had a good time. So like, you know, we went on a little mini vacation, came back to San Francisco, and he's like, you want to go ride motorcycles? And Josh borrowed his friend's motorcycle, and they just like went for another couple hours. And I'm just like,
yes,
I truly had never had that.
Yeah.
And it was this like, my whole world has changed. Like, he is a part of my family. Game changer.
Absolutely game changer.
And again, you deserve that. Whoever's listening,
you
deserve to have someone who fits with your family.
Absolutely.
Especially if that's
it's
a
such
priority
a weight.
for you.
It's such a weight off your shoulders. It just is one of the best things.
Like, my dad and Josh text.
See, that's good.
That is so, I mean, my dad's 76 years old. I got an old dad. He had me when he was 50. Like, but my dad will like text Josh first if he has a question. Like, you know, sometimes they like ask you to ask your partner. My dad will just cut straight to Josh, and I'm like,
yes, good.
I'll sob. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
so good.
We get a classic group text.
Yes,
which is good though. We love that.
We love that. Okay, so I think it's my turn again now.
Yep.
Okay. You don't have the same versions of what the future looks like.
Ooh.
Yeah. So like, I just think my most glaring example of this is actually my parents, who had like quite a significant age difference, 18 years. But my dad, like I said, I just said he was 50 when he had me. So like, my mom was 21 when she got married, to a 39-year-old man, 38 or 39. But he didn't want kids, and she did. Different versions of what the world, like what they wanted.
I think people like, I don't know. That's tough because,
and like my mom won.
People break that off though, like, you know, or there's resentment that comes with that.
Yes. So I said, can bring sacrifices and resentment. So someone's sacrificing. That's a big word I would use in my marriage. Was like, there was just sacrificing. Like, you're not where you want to be. I'm not where I want to be. I don't have the relationship with my family that I want. You don't have the relationship with family that you want. Like, it was just this constant, like, we were never on the same page anymore. And we got married not really on the same page, thinking that marriage would get us on the same page. Not true. And like my parents, like, I mean, with that example, like obviously they had 2 kids.
Right.
Worked out. You know, my dad, I don't know if he loved being a dad, but he loved having us. Like he loves me and my sister. He loves seeing us grow. You know, different when I was growing up. Like I think he felt very like unqualified as a dad, which is sad to like think about. Mm-hmm. But like he's one of my favorite people on the face of the earth now. Yeah. Like the most wonderful like person. But like sacrifices, there's compromise and then there's sacrifice.
Yeah, I was just going to note on compromise, because if you can get to one and both feel, you know, like they're both heard, and maybe one is making more of a sacrifice but feels it's done out of love, and like there's a good feeling in there, then that's good. But I don't know, like I think that doesn't always go that way.
No.
It doesn't. It always, like that's when the resentment comes, and that like you don't feel that consciously all the time. It just kind of bubbles up, and you're like, ooh, I kind of.
You'll just be like living your daily life, and then something will come up, like the holidays will come or whatever, and you're like, I'm resentful for you. I'm resentful that I can't be, you know, who I want to be, where I want to be, you know, like. If you're with someone and like their dream is to move across the country and you're like, no, that's so serious.
Yeah. Like I think sometimes that is deal breaker, because if that's their dream and you can't fulfill that, like there will be resentment.
Yeah. Josh and I actually talked about this recently. Like he's working for like a company that's like a national company, and like a huge part of him wants to move out west, wants to move to California or Colorado or something. And I did that, you know, like I moved to Oregon and I did that thing. And I just know that like, it's just too far from Ohio, and I love my family and I love being here too much. Like I love my town. I love Kent, Ohio.
You do.
I do. I love it.
She's a big fan.
I am a big fan. Will I go to a high school football game? Over my dead body.
Too much trauma.
Too much trauma. But like I do love it here, and like we talk about that seriously, because I'm like, I just started another business. Like
that's a classic Rach if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, I signed a 3-year lease on a
woman of many hats. She is.
Oh, I love hats, baby.
She will put on 5 more. By the
I
end
got
of
my
the year,
toad hat up here. I'll wear my toad hat.
Don't bring that shit out. Please don't bring that shit out.
Toad vibes can be immaculate sometimes, bitch. Don't be mean.
But bust it out if it makes you feel good.
But like having the same version of the future, like you should want the same things along the same like guideline. Like, I mean, and Josh and I talk about like, you know, is this a deal breaker? And you know, he said he's like, I would want to move, but it's not a deal breaker. And I'm like, so it's something we can revisit. But if you know, like, your person is, like, genuinely wanting something that you can't give them, sometimes walking away from the relationship is the best way to love somebody. That's how I felt.
If you love them, let them go.
Yeah, that's
how we should have put that in the cliches.
Yeah. Oh, that is very true. I did feel that about Dave. I felt like I love you so much, and I cannot be the wife that you need. I cannot be the partner.
I felt that very much from you, from your divorce, and kind of walking it through with you. And I do feel like that's where it came from you. Like, I love him this much is why I'm letting him go. And that sounds silly. So not many people understand that until you hear it in the context. So it's
or until you really feel it.
Yeah. So that's an interesting take on that. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of a toxic one, but a good one.
Okay.
Oh no, we'll do the lighthearted one. This is a deal breaker for me. I'm sorry, it's a fuck no. If you're rude to service workers and don't tip, or like don't tip like well enough. Like fuck you.
Yeah.
Also, I'm like that. It's like heartstring. I serve
coming from 2 people that were bartenders
in the service industry since I was 14. Shout out Applebee's in Brunswick. You know the B crew.
What is it? 2 for 20?
Hey, name any deal I remember it.
I'll fuck up some artichoke dip.
Liz, are we going after instead of Happy Miss?
I will go. Can I tell you, every time I order spinach and artichoke dip, I want it to be Applebee's spinach and artichoke dip.
It's the best. Nothing compares.
Get your fucking feta artichoke dip out of here.
No,
I want cream.
Mm-hmm.
I want...
Ain't nothing like it. Boneless wings.
Ooh.
Straight fire. Joe and I actually went on vacation and we're like, what do you want? And we could have gone anywhere. We went to Applebee's. Don't tell anybody that. Actually, I just told it on podcast. So, but
and we're on TikTok, bitch. I'll put it on TikTok.
But it's true. Seriously, sponsor us, Applebee's. We love you. But no, seriously, if you're also like, I've never like found this. It's never happened to me that someone's like rude to a service worker because like also we're on a date. You're trying to impress me. I'm trying to impress you. We're trying to act like nice people or like acting out of character, being extra nice. So it's like, if that were to happen, that would, but it's like the tipping part.
Oh yeah.
Like don't be cheap. Like be cheap, not in front of me, but like if you're in front of me and I can like see you, it's like,
yeah,
just, I worked in the service industry too. And you know that because obviously we've gotten that far. So
yeah,
20%. And I'm just going to say this across the board, 20% everybody. 20%.
And if you're at a bar, $1 a drink at least. If you're at like, whatever, $2
just clear
pint
the
night,
air. And anyone who ever had any questions, is 20%.
20%.
Okay? Or more.
Or $1 a drink if you're just drinking at the bar.
Like one for one. And then obviously if you rack up a bill, tip 20% on that.
Yes.
That's it. So,
and if you've been a dick, more money than that.
Yeah, if like you're just working this girl or working the guy bartender, just
If you're throwing a little bit of sexual harassment in there, pay me for dealing with that and not calling management.
And also, if you're at Applebee's ordering shots, tip us more because fuck shots. We're a restaurant. That used to happen all the time. People at Melt too. Shout out my Melt crew.
I was sorry. Lucky. I worked at a brewery that only served beer and wine.
Oh, see, you're lucky.
Yeah, I say I was a bartender. I was a beer tender. It was easy as shit.
Yeah, that is easy. But it was, I don't know, you still deal with shit in the service industry.
Oh, people are the worst.
So it's a little...
So important. I'm glad you said that. It is a red flag.
It is.
If you're on a first date and someone's a douchebag to the waitress,
I just like
how are they going to treat their mom? Yeah. You just got to wonder.
That is actually another red flag. It's like how their relationships with their family members. Mm-hmm. And I get family's tricky, but like also... Don't be a dick.
You can be too close, but also you can be too much of an asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Okay, mine is less funny, but also gaslighters.
Ooh.
I want to talk about this because I don't think enough people know what gaslighting is.
Yeah, we can explain it.
Gaslighting, mostly it's like if you're in a fight with someone and they immediately like deflect and try to make the situation worse, and by putting it on you.
So for example, you start a fight, you open up yourself. You don't start a fight.
Yeah.
You open it up. You open up your feelings about something like, hey, I feel X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And they get defensive and they turn it all around back and make it seem like it's your fault and that this
so
is
like
problem.
say maybe you're suspecting something fishy's going on with your partner. You look at their phone. Something's up. And you confront them about it because it's like, hey, this shit's going on. And they immediately go to like, why are you on your phone? You don't trust me. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I am the way I am. You never trust me. Like, blah, blah, blah. And they make it into a bigger thing. And it's like, whoa.
Just trying to talk about it.
Whoa. You're the one that was texting that girl from that place. This is on you, bro.
Yeah, let's not
but in the moment, gaslighters, because this is the thing. In the moment, like when you're with a gaslighter, you will feel like, oh, shit. Or if your relationship was built on gaslighting, you're like, you're right. I probably shouldn't have been snooping in your stuff. I'm like, can't relate.
Girl, bye.
Can't handle it. The Chicks have a great song called Gaslighter. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend that whole album.
Also, like, this is a new term. Can we talk about that? Gaslighting is a new term. Like, it's been around. I mean, people have been doing this for a long time. It's just funny that gaslighting is just like pulled out the woodwork in 2020. Yeah. And it's just like we named it, but it's like it's good. It's like bringing it to the surface to like, but we can name it something, which means we know it's a problem, so we can fix it.
Yeah, and this goes into like how you fight with each other. Like if you fight with someone and it turns into this like toxic, terrible energy, like that's what I mean. Like sometimes like it just scares me when I see people that are like tolerating relationships where they're just being like gaslit. Like one time I shot a wedding, and I literally said at the wedding, like normally I don't like
interject,
but I was like, girl, do you know what gaslighting is? Because that's what your whole family's been doing to you all day, and this is triggering for me.
This is triggering.
I was just like, I'm going to throw these people off a bus. It was just like, you know, like the mom was late and the groomsmen were all late and the bride was understandably fucking frustrated. And they made it be like, be crazy. It's okay. It's just one day. And I'm like, you're right. It's one fucking day. They could put on a goddamn watch and be on time. Right? I was like, don't. Like, they literally made her feel crazy. And I was just like, oh, no. And it wasn't like her partner necessarily. Her partner was late, really fucking late. But it was fine. It was like her aunt and her mom. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I was like, because she had a big personality in probably a conservative area. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, tolerance for this shit.
Rach never does.
No, I yelled at her family so bad. Like, I was just like, listen, get the fuck out.
I second shot for Rach for like 2 years, and she will definitely tell you how it is.
Oh, yeah.
You like will be like, back the fuck up.
My loyalty is to my couples only.
That's it. That's all you owe them to, and I respect that.
I don't care who's paying my bill, who signed the contract. It's the bride and the groom. That's who my loyalty is to. If you're doing anything to derail their day or their vibe, you're out. Like, point blank, you're fucking out. Like, yeah. I don't know if you do that. Like, sometimes I get phone calls from moms that leave voicemails, even though, like, my voicemail says, like, this is Rachel Rach with Rachel by the Creative. Please fill out my contact form. If you were, like, I will have, like, recently I had a mom.
No, I've not had
and I was
mom
like,
issues.
I'm like, no, I have not had mom issues because I'm, like, I learned from other people's mistakes, thank God. But it's like, it's so crazy to me. Like, I don't necessarily mind if, like, a mom comes.
I don't care if mom comes up to me and, like, I love when they introduce themselves. Like, let's be on good graces the whole day, because, like,
usually I say, like, hey, during the reception, pull me aside, grab me, get some pics with your friends.
I say the same thing. Like, just be on the good side. But no, they're actually, I don't know. I can see where some come off and put their claws out, and I'm like, must steer clear of that skirt.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good at, like, making people happy with, like, like, I always give this, like, fake face, and they're like, me and my work friends, and it, like, turns into, like, her entire side of the family. I'm like,
send your second shooter.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is done.
All right, you got the last one, I think.
I do. I guess I can get into this one. Okay. They use ultimatums to get their way. Oh. Absolute 100% toxic.
Yes.
You have to know this. So, yeah, if they threaten your relationship.
Oh my God, I don't think I have any experience with this.
Really? I mean,
I know exactly what relationship you're talking about.
This is a high school one, so we can't blame anybody here because we were young. But, I felt that it was a lot of, like, threatening relationship over, like, coming to compromise, and maybe that was just, like, fight languages and, like, just being young and immature. But it was so bad, but that has actually led me to believe that conflict is just really scary for me. So, like, anything that I bring up to the surface can end in, like, being, you know, split up. Yeah. So that will really hurt someone. So it gets very exhausting too for both parties. It's like, we worked this hard and we're just gonna drop it, you know what I mean, because of a fight. But it's also just, like, really unhealthy to be like, I can drop you like a dime, like, you know what I mean? Like, we worked
did somebody tell you that?
No, but I mean, like, if we get into one simple fight over something stupid, it was like, we could break up, you know? So it was like, it's that easy for you, you know? So it was tough. But that's just a huge red flag, even if they are pulling that, not even necessarily with, like making an ultimatum about their relationship, but more about, like, anything. It's like, if you don't do this, then, you know, it just is like, come to a compromise first. Like, try to agree.
I'll own it that, like, I'm more of an ultimatum giver.
And what type of ultimatums are you giving them?
I don't think I've ever given Josh an ultimatum, but I'm kind of just like, I think ultimatums have also the stigma of being manipulations. Mm-hmm. And I don't ever feel like I've been manipulative intentionally, but also, like, I got married and engaged. Like, I got engaged at the age of 20. We're not saying I was not at my most mature. Okay. I'll own that. I was a tiny baby.
Listen, at 20 years old, like, I was still ripping shots. Like, just, like, acting a fool, throwing up every weekend. So.
Oh God. But yeah, I definitely I've talked about this before. Like my ex calls it the ultimatum when I was like, you either propose or we break up. It was this.
Wait, this is what we just talked about.
Yeah, you either propose or we break up.
I was like, you shouldn't be begging. You shouldn't be making ultimatums to propose, though.
Right. But that was the thing. It's
red flag number one.
Yes, it was a red flag that he didn't want to, and that he didn't feel. But also, it was just a level of immaturity where I felt like we had to take this next step. Where like with me and my current partner, like as I'm 27, like I'm low key about it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I want us to get married. Probably, I think. I don't know. I'm working about it in therapy. Catherine, what do you think? That's my therapist.
Forward,
Catherine, tell me, do you think I'm ready? I don't know.
Talk to us.
Seriously, advise. But but like it was just this like at the time I really felt like I needed an answer. And it's a form of insecurity at its truest. Like it was just like I was insecure and I didn't know what I wanted, and so I gave an ultimatum. And although I didn't really feel like it was an ultimatum because like I meant it, like I really truly felt like you have two options here. But that's also like I'm an 8 on the Enneagram, so I'm like black or white. We're black and white here. Like we are. It's 1 or 2, A or B. Make your decision.
Okay.
There's no gray. Like.
That's it. Yeah, I guess that's different. So,
but like, I think there are relationships, obviously, that use ultimatums as this like
trying to get
as a control, trying to get you to act the way they want you to act,
or like threatening. Always just like threatening a relationship is just like never fucking do that. Then like you're just like proving that like I'm worth nothing, and then so like you could drop me like this and be just fine, and that will really do some serious damage to a person. Yeah. So yeah, I guess if you're seeing these red flags. And you think you aren't as happy as you should be, first off, we're not going to tell you just drop this motherfucker. Just try to talk to him. Yeah. You know, talk it out. Compromise as much as you can and figure that out. We're not saying these are like fucking deal breakers, but
yeah, there are deal breakers and red flags. I think there's a difference between
and
deal
breakers are personal. So
yes,
so we are not professionals again. So you could take
everybody
advice or
but we're trying to be kind of general here, but like yeah. And just thanks for everyone for listening. We've been like so overwhelmed with so many honestly amazing messages and encouragement, and like we are so fucking lucky. And like honestly, this was just an excuse to see Jess every week.
She roped me into this. I literally had nothing to do with this. But I'm so stoked.
Jess still hasn't been able to listen to a podcast.
And I'm not sure I ever will. I just trust that, it sounds good. You guys are giving me amazing
I think some movie stars never watch their own movies. So you're just like a Johnny Depp or something.
Call me a method actor. A method podcaster. I take it very seriously and I never watch my own stuff.
Yes, but still please keep like reviewing us on Apple Podcasts and like sharing it with your friends. We want like this to be a place for like all people to come and be heard and feel loved and interact with us. Soon we're gonna put up this Google form for divorce Q&A. So go fill that out. I think we'll probably have it in the link in our bio in our Instagram.
Yeah, it's going to be anonymous. So
yeah, anonymous. I think that's going to help people actually feel like they can ask me like shitty questions.
Yeah. So you can get down and weird and deep with her, and we'll answer them, or I'll ask them.
But yeah.
But yeah, we freaking love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And
yeah, I guess that's it. That's the episode.
It is.
Until next time, next Friday.
Let's go.
Bye, babies.